And it's time, guys, for our last game of today before we say goodbye. It's Game 3. The Singapore Rejects taking on TnC Pro Team. We've got a decider here. One team going to advance to the quarterfinals. The other team will be knocked out. The winner of this will go on to verse the winner of Maneski and Who to Bet further down in the bracket. But right now, guys, we've got a draft. Game 3, the decider. A bit of a spottier draft in Game 2 from TnC. They really kind of seem to struggle from the get-go there, WinteR.
Yeah, but they didn't ban Bounty Hunter this time though, so they chose to ban the Undying, which they ran the last game, which wasn't so effective. And Singapore Rejects. Oh, Spirit Breaker seems to be the flavor of this series. The first game, TnC had Spirit Breaker and they won. Second game, Singapore Rejects had Spirit Breaker and they won.
I mean, it was a pretty important pick in both those games as well, so I guess with good reason. It's almost like a mini metagame has developed within this series, and the other good thing with first picking this hero is he also acts as a semi-counter to the Bounty Hunter, so it means, yeah, you leave the Bounty Hunter still there, but you've picked up one of the heroes that's better at dealing with him preemptively, and even if they don't get Bounty Hunter, he's still a good hero in his own right.
Yeah, I mean it's just kind of weird that we don't see Naga Siren first picks here.
Yeah, there's also
Just
no,
got so,
well,
got so used to it.
Leshrac, Bounty,
Okay.
Naga, like there's so many, there's a lot of strong heroes there.
Leshrac didn't have a good day today. I think all the Leshrac games were lost today.
Yeah, we've seen
Uh,
two Lesh
I mean,
losses.
probably the Fnatic game doesn't count that much, but
And this,
and
even in this series,
the
was a
first
support. It was a
yeah, it was a support Lash in the first game. So
so neither game counts, WinteR. Let's just say we haven't seen the proper mid Leshrac Rainbow Pony in action yet, but we'll see if that's going to be what TnC look to do for their mid lane this time around, or if they have something else in mind for everybody's favorite pony. Second pick coming their way now, as we talked about. The Bounty Hunter still in the pool, as well as the Naga Siren, although not something it seems TnC really
nah,
go
in
for.
in C people pick Naga just for like mostly just for carry.
Yeah.
Not many teams actually pick Naga to actually be a support. Huh? Queen of Pain plus Lash. Singapore Rejects probably go for the Lina. I think once more, Lina is really good against Queen mid or Lash mid, regardless of who plays the mid position. Lina is really good against that, and Lina plus Spirit Breaker is actually quite a good combination together itself.
Yeah. And this also, I mean, you haven't really got a physical damage hard carry. Not that you necessarily need to have one if they want to run the Leshrac as a core. I guess you could run Queen of Pain off lane. It's always a
Yeah,
possibility.
they actually ran it quite a lot in
Okay.
the past. I remember TnC. Maybe not a lot, but they do consider it a good option. Wow, okay. Things are taking a huge turn in the third game. Suddenly teams are picking very differently from the past two games. So they choose to go for an early Storm. It doesn't really say so much, but it shows you the Storm, a hero which is very susceptible to early ganks. So maybe TnC can actually play to the advantage that they try to gank the Storm, like pick heroes the lineup to actually abuse the fact that you can gank the Storm early a lot. Regardless of who goes mid, Lash or Queen of Pain, these two heroes are very good against Storm.
It's also seems, I mean, it also seems a bit, yeah, that's the thing. That both these heroes are good against the Storm without support, and we're likely to see TnC pick up something that can roam mid and help out gank the Storm before he hits level 6. So
like Bounty would be a candidate for that, or even a Wyvern. I think Wyvern is maybe much more deadly in the level 1 gank because Arctic Burn is very strong at level 1.
yeah, either of those two heroes with an Arctic Burn, that's a lot of slow with the Lightning Storm or a Shadow Strike. So Drow Ranger banned out here, worried about that mass range strat with the Drow Aura.
Yeah,
So
they are trying to protect the Storm more. They want to give the Storm. They want to prevent the Storm from getting into too much of a trouble early game.
do you feel like
If
they
they
need
have
to
the
pick
draw.
like some kind of a support, like a Dazzle or someone to like sit behind the Storm and protect him a bit, or what?
Maybe it's an option, but they've been picking stuff that they feel it's their own style, you know. So I might think they need it, but they have their own like draft. They wanna maybe they have something else in mind. So it's kind of hard to say what they will go for. But Dazzle definitely might be a good option to protect the Storm. Someone to actually sit behind him or just to TP in case something fishy happens to the Storm's lane. But then again, there's still Spirit Breaker as well. If they decide to run Spirit Breaker on the off lane once more, Spirit Breaker can always help the middle lane as well in the early game. So the Storm has tools to actually survive the early game.
It's a bit harder for like a Spirit Breaker to get kills for mid lane with the Storm though until he's level 6. Like a charge plus Storm Remnant isn't really a potent killing combo on its own.
But later into the game it's very good together because you give vision to the Storm to identify any lone targets, and it's just like Bounty Hunter plus Storm is very strong together. Okay, that is weird.
No techies. You know the guy AU, he used to be the Dota 1 techies.
Oh, he's the Dota 1 techies player?
Yeah,
okay.
It's Nico from Dota 1.
Alright.
He doesn't I guess he doesn't play. I haven't seen him play techies in Dota 2
that
yet.
ban is justified then. He's really good at techies.
Yes. Yes, I think that's probably right. But yeah, it's the guy who played techies in Dota 1, so this guy has an insane techies. But I don't know. He played a very different style to like the kind of off-lane techies that we normally see. He played a mid techies with like Bottle Crow back in the Dota 1 days, but we'll see what the two teams have in store. Enough about techies.
They banned the Tinker, like one of Chain's favorite heroes as well.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a little combination you can do, like level 2 bots on the charging Spirit Breaker and Storm zipping in. That's kind of scary. Instant gank from nowhere.
They have a lot of global kind of ganking potential, which is maybe something they want to work on. Like consider supports like Ancient Apparition or whatever.
Maybe
it may
maybe the Wiz, or what else is Zeus, stuff like that. But TnC have very good lanes right now with the Lash and the Queen of Pain. So if you run something like global, usually you have to pay a price by having much weaker lanes because your heroes are stronger. I mean, your heroes are stronger in team fight but weaker in the lanes. And TnC is actually going to go for the Dazzle instead of Singapore Rejects going for the Dazzle. I mean, it's still really good versus the Storm, because the way you want to play Storm is you jump in, you kill a target in front right away, like a key target, and Dazzle doesn't allow that to happen. So in that sense, it's a good pick against the Storm itself, and it most of the time forces the Storm to jump the Dazzle, or you jump the guy in front and you immediately orchid the Dazzle behind. And that's a good pick against the Dazzle. That's a really good pick. It counteracts what the Dazzle does against the Storm.
All right, and it also it protects the Storm so much if he wants to get aggressive.
That's a really good pick. It's just in general a greedy support, since Silencer has mostly nothing to contribute early on apart from zoning the off lane, and he doesn't gank very well, and he's just going to be pulling and constantly getting levels and farms. So he requires the teammates, like the last game where they had the Visage plus Berserker. Berserker goes to the jungle and leaves the lane to the Visage, and Silencer sort of feels the same as a support.
We'll see how things work out. It's kind of greedy in the early game, but I feel it's safe because of how much protection it gives Storm. Like if Leshrac goes for a Yule Scepter and catches the Storm in a Yule, you can prevent the Split Earth from killing him. If TnC pick up someone like a Lion or something who's going to cause Storm problems, it's just really nice as far as keeping him alive. But TnC have something else in mind. TA going to be picked up as their presumably mid laner. So this mid lane could turn into more of a farm fest rather than any kind of a battle zone.
They still have really strong lanes, so I still think their lanes very good. TA, Queen of Pain, Lash, and right now I'm not sure if Lash will be a support. I don't think you want to run Lash plus Dazzle as your combination, so I feel like the more likely scenario is Lash on the safe lane, TA mid, and Queen of Pain off lane. That would be more or less likely.
Whoa! Well, it's a way of dealing with refraction. You've got Burning Spears. Also good against the magic damage of a Leshrac, but Queen of Pain ulti is pure damage. TA's a lot of physical damage.
It's not exactly... I don't feel it's exactly a good game for Huskar. Like you pick Huskar, you want to pick Huskar into a lot of spell damage. But this game, it might actually be tough for him, but it still could work though, I feel. Like against maybe the Lash, because we are probably thinking the Lash might be a safe lane Lash, a core Lash, more or less, because you don't want to run Lash plus Dazzle. And in that sense, Huskar still does very well against the Lash. And it takes away refraction, so it might work, but it's just not the best situation for Huskar.
Yeah, I feel like you want to have the Dazzle on your side to run something like a Huskar, so you can use the...
Yeah, or even the Wyvern though, which TnC took out.
So, not an amazing Huskar game. And if TnC want, they can just put the Lesh as a support and pick up another hero as their last pick, and then not have to worry
I
so
think
much
they have.
about that.
I think there's very good tools at dealing the Husker. Like Queen of Pain Ultimate plus TA burst, physical burst is already really good against Husker. So I don't really think it's necessary for them to do it. They can do it, but in that sense, if they actually choose to do that, Lash plus Dazzle as your support duo is not impressive at all.
Now, the Husker pick probably going to go mid, I guess, against TA, and then try to be used as a laning counter for TA.
Yeah, that is actually a good point as well. That is actually a really good point because right now the lanes of TnC is more or less set in stone. You have to run Lash as a core. Like it's very hard for them to switch their drop around. Queen of Pain will be off lane,
Well, Lash is a
so
support, maybe.
Lash is a support.
Or Queen
But
of
it's still
Pain, but we'll see.
yeah, but the lanes are still where is the TA gonna go? So regardless of what happens, TA is gonna go mid, right?
Yep.
So TA is gonna have the matchup against a Husker, which is like you mentioned, not favorable for him.
I think Dazzle will have to help the mid lane a lot this game. I feel Dazzle may just sit mid helping out the TA, and there's the defensive support to benefit the Husker. It's not no Dazzle available. They get the Abaddon.
This is actually quite a good pick against the M damage. You remove the M damage with your shield, and it's really, it's just really something Husker needs all the time. You want someone to actually save you. They have like Silencer and Abaddon, so you can play as reckless as you want as a Husker.
Well, he can play reckless, but the physical damage and the Sonic Wave, the pure damage, is there. So there is plenty to kill him with, even with the Abaddon sitting behind him.
There's still a global, but there's
Yeah.
still TA right clicks and stuff. So, I mean, he still has to be somewhat conservative, but with the Abaddon and Silencer, I think he has enough protection for his own good.
Yeah, it feels like the Global Silence is the key spell, or like the key tool for SG Rejects this game. For the Storm Spirit to get aggressive, for the Husker to go flying in, they need to get a really good, well-timed Global Silence off to get the results that they're hoping for from a team fight.
Yeah, we'll see. Their lanes, however, is a bit. I'm not sure. The support duo doesn't really. You don't see this too much together, but Slada plus Lash on a lane can definitely have a lot of killing power against offlaner. So we'll see.
Well, we'll see what happens indeed, as it's going to be Ysira in the offlane once more on Spirit Breaker. TP's down there early, gets a couple wards off. Chains going to be playing the Husker. Will be Elsmurf on the Silencer. Sky going to be going, it looks like safe lane on the Storm Spirit, and that leaves F or X Freedom playing the Abaddon. On the Radiant side, TnC going to be running Raven mid on Templar Assassin. S playing the Queen of Pain. We've got AU playing Dazzle. Noji on the support Leshrac, and that leaves X Lucky on the Slatter. It seems Lucky and Raven are just going to stick with these roles. Raven once again going towards the mid lane, as Lucky will head towards the safe lane on Slatter, I imagine.
So it'll be a TA versus Storm instead of Husk. I'm not sure if Husker is actually going mid with his items. Can't really tell. Usually if you go safe lane, you want to get boots, so maybe there's still a chance where he goes mid. Let's look at the Storm item.
He's got 8 tangos. He's probably going safe lane.
Probably going safe lane. Yeah, you don't get so much tangles if you're going mid, like so many tangles. Oh, okay, he's actually going mid.
Storm? Okay, maybe a lane swap if anything.
What's the lane?
Or is he going off lane? I think they're swapping. They're swapping to deal with the offensive trail lane, I think, because their Dire Ward spotted the Slatter up top. So
okay.
he's swapping towards the bottom lane.
Yeah, since they have like a support that requires a lot of levels, they want to dodge it. Their supports are not very suitable at fighting early on against the Lash Slaughter. Lash Slaughter is actually you can play very aggressive and get a lot of kills with it in the lane.
Raven going to have his work cut out for him mid, although I like what he did to start off. With the creep block, he blocked it so the range creep wasn't in front, and this is just going to push underneath his tower, which will actually help get him some more farm. He does not want this lane pushed away from his tower. He actually does better farming underneath his tower.
Yeah, but it's still going to be a difficult lane. Like he's going to take a lot of harass from Budding Spear.
Oh yeah. Early point in side blades, and he does go for refraction. It gives him bonus damage to help last hit, but yeah, he's not getting anything in the way of farm. Although Husker does take a lot of damage, and this is going to be the key thing, is also hitting side blades off creeps onto chains. Get as much harass as possible coming in.
And bottom lane is just Queen of Pain alone right now. It seems like Noji will actually be moving towards the bottom lane. Oh, maybe not. He's going to help the TA, actually.
Yeah, just throws a bit of harass out for now. Well, just the level 1 Berserker's Blood. There's not that much magic resistance coming into play.
The Queen should still be fine here in this lane. He's gonna be able to get experience, and I don't think they can completely zone her out of the lane, so it's still fine for the Queen of Pain. And top lane Visera is just taking a lot of damage from the Slaughter plus the Dazzle lane.
Yeah. I was going for a point in the bash rather than the sprint, hoping to be able to trade hits and fight 17% with a bit of 10%, but we all know who wins that one.
Spirit Breaker is the bash lot.
Yeah, look, even if his bash was 20%, I would favor the Spirit Breaker.
We just need the troll now.
Did all the bashes in one lane.
And the Faceless Void.
That'd be a fun, like, 10v10 game where you can only pick heroes with bash. And just pray to the RNG gods. So you're getting decent experience in his lane.
TA has caught up in the CS by a huge margin thanks to Lesh helping him out.
Yeah.
It's not even with the Husk.
It's not, I mean, it has given TA a much rougher time, but he just rushed the bottle, got some boots up, and seems to be doing okay. Oh, they get the TP cancel. Oh,
he has 1 point in Vortex.
Gets the kill at bottom. That's first blood going the way of the Silencer. That's also stolen intel.
That is a very key Vortex to have. Didn't really see what happened there.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I only saw the end result, which was he had Blink on cooldown in the trees, and he was trying to TP out. But
yeah, I don't really expect him to die in this lane, but it happens. Shit happens. He probably was too greedy or something like that.
You also don't expect Vortex to be, I guess.
Yeah.
Even on a side lane Storm at level 3, maybe like level 4, level 5, but
yeah, it's a combination of a lot of things there.
Oh, TnC.
But Slaughter's still having a good time though. He's gonna be the tempo controller for TnC, so it's most important that he has the best start among the 3 cores.
Chain's starting to pull ahead once more in this mid lane, especially with where the creepy glue room currently stands. 18-9 to the 12-3 of TA, so what was once even is quickly being broken once more.
Yeah, the key to this matchup is, like you mentioned, the creep equilibrium. Where the position of the creep will determine whether the TA will get last hits or not.
You really want it like right at the top of your hill as a TA. If it's on that enemy hill, this is the worst possible position for it to be in.
It's not even gonna get the rune. Oh my god. Okay, life is gonna be tough for the TA.
He's bottle crowing, I guess. Here comes the courier, but
I'm not sure how much it's gonna help him.
And the other thing is his Ancients have been blocked as well. He started stacking, has a double stack, but a Sentry Ward by X-Freedom has already prevented any further stacks to come out. So that's always a big source of catch-up farm, but instead he goes into his jungle here. So he has managed to get a nice little triple stack here at his neutral camp.
Yeah, he needs every bit of gold he can get right now. The lane is just going awful for him, and Slaughter has to help him out after he gets his link. This TA is definitely not going to have a good time this game.
Well, it does mean the Leshrac as a support can get some solo XP in the mid lane, so we'll see Lesh get a little more out of this early game, but yeah, Raven is struggling. He just buys the Band of Elven Skin, work towards the treads, and take whatever scraps he can get at this point.
Yeah, at least Lesh is going to be able to get some last hits in the lane with Lightning Storm.
Husker is a hero that can fall off very quickly once he gets countered though. That's something you have to be very careful of. From what I've seen of Huskers, it's like he can snowball so hard early on, but all it takes is for that one fight where he gets dealt with and suddenly the hero does not really transition well to late game.
He's like a very one-dimensional in some sense. He needs to have everything go accordingly his way, otherwise he just falls off. But he can be really scary if the game is right for him. Oh, yes, life break.
Wow, that tower damage! Okay. Raven just turns it around. Oh, X-Freedom couldn't keep him alive there, and in comes the Dazzle as well. That's going to be an additional source of help, and X-Freedom in trouble now. There's TA traps available as well. They're going to chase this one down, and I don't think Abaddon has an escape for this one. Treads is there, and there's not even a pair of brown boots on X-Freedom. He'll buy some back at base, but oh, no mana for a deny. He'll go down. TA gets the kill and everything. Raven is back in this game right now.
Oh, that was a really huge dive there. I think they didn't expect so many heroes as well, so yeah, that was a very bad move they gave the TA much needed income, but like you mentioned, TA is back. Good to be back.
Yep. And the Ancients have been unblocked. The Sentry Ward expired, so...
He's top net levels now.
Easy. even with 28 CS. A lot of that CS was big neutral camp, so something to always keep in mind. But yeah, once he spots, like if he realizes this Ancients have been unblocked, that's going to be another big source of income for him if he can get some more stacks going. And that does seem to be where Dazzle's headed. Yep, he'll be there in time. And Leshrac stacking the big neutral. So this is all about securing the game for the TA. His supports are in form right now, WinteR.
They know he's in trouble.
Yeah. If they knew he was top net worth, they may not put as much effort into this, but they're going to go in mid. They get the slow with the trap. There's a split earth coming. Chains. Get some support from the Abaddon. Nicely timed. He held the shield for that, but it's not going to matter anyways. Raven gets his team another kill. Here comes the Stormtroop. They've rotated in all 5 heroes to try and turn this one around. They get the TA for the Husker, but they want more with how many heroes they brought in. Storm, though, unfortunately, out of mana. They're not even going to get the Dazzle, it looks like.
Charge.
Gets vision. Yep. Grave comes out. AU will at least delay them a little bit longer, but yeah, one more remnant from Storm gets the kill. Still a big rotation. It feels like that's okay for TnC. They had Queen of Pain farming bottom and Slatter top.
TnC had 2 heroes farming, so they're fine. The only downside is Silencer has 6 intelligence now, bonus. So he's gonna be happy about that.
Yep. And that's yeah, TA, Dazzle, and Queen of Pain. At least it's split between 3 different heroes. So it's not like one hero on the Radiance like really lost a big chunk of mana, but yeah, not exactly the best sign here. Slander, though, working towards a Blink Dagger, you can only imagine. Sitting on 1,500 gold up top. Queen of Pain just boots bottle 1 for now. Didn't have the best time against that dual lane, and does have Sonic Wave available. So this is where S probably wants to grab a TP scroll fairly soon and get involved in the next fight that goes kind of like what we saw in mid.
Mana. He doesn't have mana for that, though. That's...
Yeah.
He probably wants to go back and regen if he wants to make a move. Not sure though, or maybe wait for the 10-minute rune. He somehow needs some sort of regen to help him out. And there's no arcane boots yet, I think. Yeah, there's no arcane boots. Oh, here comes the Lash. Oh, a free bottle for you, dude.
Well, Lash isn't stacking. Nobody's stacking Ancients or Neutrals. What is this? TnC. Oh, he pings it. Dazzle pings it. He's like, oh, we forgot about this. We didn't stack it.
Yeah, but at least he's still helping getting the bottle. And here comes the charge, and Lash is here.
Yep. Go in. Queen of Pain. No. He pulled
he got the blink.
Creep. I think he pulled the creep instead. They're going to go in on the Leshrac now, but this Storm needs to be careful. He's low on mana, and Sonic Wave coming out now. He's just got the mana for it. The Arcane Boots help him out, and that's a 0 mana Storm Spirit. Sonic Wave goes through. Doesn't catch Ysera here, but they may be able to catch up. Blink, body block. Ysera goes for the northward charge and will get himself out of there. As Slater gets a solo kill in the Baton. That's not something you'd expect to see happen. Blink over to the side here. He wants to get Smurf, and he may be able to get so. There's a stun in a second here. Going to get the amp as well. The Spirit Breaker's just too far away for this. Smurf is running towards him. Barely gets there in time. X-Lucky may continue to chase. He's got to amp damage. That'll get rid of the curse. Now another sprint. He's going to blink in a couple seconds. 1 right click, 2. The bash gets him. He's not done. There's a charge. He needs a bash. 10%. Oh, no. Okay. They're going to turn around on X-Lucky. Oh, misses the ball lightning damage, but X-Lucky needs something like a Dazzle TP. Yeah, not happening. Still,
no
that's
any bash.
2 solo kills for the Slater, and then he forces a rotation from Storm, which frees up this bottom lane. That secures TnC this bottom tier 1 tower. So across the board, really good sequence of events for TnC.
Man, this Slater doing a lot of work for them. That is the space the TA desperately needs for the farm to do his catch-up. He's gonna clear his Ancients, and I wonder if he's actually going to go for the Dazzle build this game. It's usually the staple build, or he gets... It's either you go the Dazzle or you get a casual Yasha first. That's either the 2 options he has. I'm not sure about going Blink early. I don't think it's actually that good this game.
He picks up a Mithril Hammer, so that's answers that at least. I imagine, unless he's rushing a BKB, but that seems very unlikely with how we normally see TA played nowadays.
He's probably going to need a BKB later, probably, but not now.
Well, can complete another Ancient or 2, so he's got himself a lot of farm all of a sudden. And yeah, I imagine, topping the net worth chart by a pretty good margin as well at 11 minutes in. So this Husker pick has not paid off whatsoever.
This Husker, I think the Husker needs to get like Graves this game though. But he actually went for the Trankles. With the Greaves, you can actually remove the amplify damage.
I guess he's going to rely on the Abaddon with the shield.
Yeah, he needs to rely on the Abaddon. Sometimes the Abaddon is not going to be easy to get the shield. He needs to be close all the time and put himself at risk sometimes, but I guess it's fine if he has his level 6.
TnC now, got a couple heroes grouped up at top. They go for a smoke here with Slatter and Lesh. These two heroes, a lot of kill potential between the two, and also going to find a double damage rune, but I think that's something they may just look to leave for TA. No, they're going to take it. There's a Storm right to the north of them. If they go looking, they'll find a very low HP Storm. Instead, they're going to go in the Husker at mid, and that is an easy kill.
Amplify damage.
With DD rune. Sky is very low, but won't get found in. He's completed an Orchid. 12 minutes in. That's a very good time for a Storm to have an Orchid, although he didn't pick up any upgraded boots or anything along those lines.
This Lala pick has been really working well for them, and it's going to be very difficult for the Husker now. He's, like you mentioned, he needs a very good snowballing start, and as of now he's died 3 in a row, and his Ro16 is getting stolen away from him.
That was a very quick and easy Ro16. It's being pinged out, and they just TP'd in most of their heroes here. Queen of Pain at bottom, though, does get caught out by the Orchid. That's not something S was ready for. Get 1 kill, but will they get punished for this? Here comes TnC. They're going to weave themselves up. They see Ysera on the side. Gets crushed before he can ulti. Looks like they do want to go on him now. The Global Silence comes out. Ysera gets another strike out. Now he's looking for a charge. Doesn't find it. They've also lost the Dazzle, though. That's a problem for them. Blink forward. Crush on 3! X-Lucky! You don't need luck for that one. That was all skill, and he finds a 3rd kill in the team fight for SG Rejects. A Split Earth will lock down Chains, and that's a 4-for-2 trade. They've still got the Aegis. They're going to push forward. Desolated now complete for TA. They want this tier 2 bottom tower. Things starting to get ugly.
Yeah, definitely didn't need luck for that. That was a really good crush on 3. And this Lala again picked. It's proving his worth this game. I think the Husk is going to have a very bad game right now from this.
He's already had a bad game, WinteR. I think it gets worse, though, is what you're trying to say. It doesn't get any better.
He's going to get... How much armor is he's going to lose? 8 from Mel, 6 from... 7 from... So that's what? That's 15 and another 15 from... So it's minus 30.
And then there's weave.
Without the weave.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Top lane. Oh, this Queen of Pain, 2nd time in a row. The Storm Orchid really paying off. I think this is where Queen of Pain may even consider something like a Yule's, but he's already committed to the Blade Mail build, and does prevent him from maybe switching things up.
I'm not sure though, like Blade Mail when you're behind is not really good. He's really sticking to his guns that he wants the Blade Mail.
Top lane Raven. Let's be careful he doesn't get caught up by that very same Orchid, though. With an Aegis in hand, I guess he's willing to throw away 1 life and have his team rotate in. Dire Ward does spot the rotation of the Dazzle towards his top lane, and Dazzle may be the target they want to go on rather than the TA. No, they're just hiding. They've tucked themselves away. TA just not a hero they want.
This is gonna be hard for them to kill here. I think they need to kill if they see the Dazzle, yes, they can kill the Dazzle first, but otherwise it's hard for them to get anything. Storm has ported back to base. It's gonna probably look for a kill on the Slada here. Slada's going for... he has a Shadow Blade completed. Interesting.
Wow. That's a kind of greedy item choice, but it's something where...
It could pay off. It could pay off.
Yeah, it could pay off, and it also forces out a lot of money to be invested in sentries and dust from the Dire side. As we'll see an engagement towards mid lane.
Oh, damn!
He didn't get...
No chance to pop the ulti.
I've never seen that before.
It's like you die from full if you get Laguna.
Yeah. I've seen it with Laguna, but that was like a meld strike. Oh boy. That's painful when you think you're fine, like you're an Abaddon, you've got borrowed time. No. TA one-shots you.
I'm fine, guys. Oh, maybe not.
Well,
borrowed time.
That's unfortunate for...
Oh, they spot the queen. They spot the queen with the ward. The Storm might actually go for him.
Yeah, here we go.
He's thinking about it.
Oh, he blinks down towards bottom lane. He's got no blink here, Storm. Won't be... There's a Dazzle nearby, so the grave is there. Dazzle gets the initiate on instead. The silence comes out. Global as well. Who they're actually going on? They go on the Queen of Pain, who has Blade Mailed up, but will be graved up at the last second. Oh, the gosh. This turnaround could be ugly. He's got a Sonic Wave as well at the ready, and looks like they're just going to let casualties be casualties. As Raven at mid, looking to 1v3 potentially. Does he go on chains? He also sees the storm, and that's...
Kill the storm. They need to
Blink
kill the
Wrap.
storm.
Here we go.
Oops.
There was once a storm. He's gone.
Man, that was so weird. I was gonna say the same thing. Dude. I was gonna say there was once a storm there.
We've been casting together for too long, WinteR. It's getting freaky, you know. This is Freaky Friday in action. Oh. So TnC have 5 of the top 6 net worth heroes right now. The mid Husker has been a complete flop. 4.1k, and they're breaching high ground. Minus armor from the Desolate on the buildings. They've got 2 points in the Edict, and SC Rejects just don't have a good way to engage. They've got to wait for the Storm respawn as well. They've finally finished the armor. They're going to go in with the charge, but just trying to delay things more than anything right now, and already forcing out the borrowed time. Next Freedom's going to be very careful with this one. They have still got Aegis on the Radiant side, and that about to expire at least gives the Rejects some breathing room. As we'll see Raven heal up any second now. There we go. It expires. He heals up, and they may just go back in regardless, even without it. Glyph already down, and that should be an easy tier 3. Charge forward. They go in on Raven. It looks like the TA is the hero they want to go for. Instead, no, they're going to go change target. They get the Storm with the Crush. In comes Ysera, but that's not going to help out the Storm. He's already dead. Does not have buyback, and with that, they're done for. The amp damage. Husker gets 2-shotted. Ysera's next in line. Raven. You'd think this guy had the easiest lane in the world, but it was not the case, as Rax is claimed 18 minutes in.
He needs to thank Noji for helping him out.
Oh boy, yeah, this has been a very, very...
Yeah. You talk about the TA, but I think Slada is the key pick here. It was a really... It worked out very well for them.
Well, TnC showing some flexibility with their drafts here. And
yeah.
kind of, I mean, it wasn't really an off-lane Slada. It was a farming Slada, but they put him in the off-lane with an aggro lane, and just not really a good Husker game. I feel like the Husker pick, they already knew there was a TA. Like, as much as Husker can counter TA in the lane, mid to late game, TA is much better against the Husker than vice versa, I feel.
Yeah, I was really, like, weird. I felt it was very weird, but it's still, like, they had the idea of Husker bullying the TA in the lane. I mean, it actually happened in the game. It's just, I felt the star just made a lot of space for his team and helped the TA come back. And not to mention, I think the Husker, the first ultimate, he jumped in, and we sort of like said, okay, TA is back in the game after that.
All right.
He was so far behind from the lane, but the kill gave him so much.
Yeah, it was... I mean, I feel like this was really a true team performance. You had both supports. You had Noji helping the mid lane. They were stacking Ancients, stacking Neutrals. The Queen of Pain had to put up with the rough lane because that's where the Storm Silencer was, which is... Laning against Silencer is going to be tough. So it was very much a team effort. There was no real chance for Queen of Pain to shine, but that's just the nature of the Queen of Pain's role this game. So
he was getting experience though, so he wasn't completely shut down. And like I mentioned, among the 3 cores, the most important core to get a good start is the Slada, because he's going to be dictating the play, and he was the one that got the best start.
And Slada without farm could become useless. So Queen of Pain's Sonic Wave is always going to be handy for your team. Not to mention just
you need levels.
Yeah, so it's a hero that's why teams are running the Queen of Pain in the offlane from time to time, because even if the hero doesn't get farm, still can be fairly effective, especially with these utility builds with Blade Mails, Yule Scepters, and all that. So TnC advance, they will make their way to the round of 8 in the bracket. Not quite updated yet, but they verse Mineski or Who to Bet in the second round. Fnatic also, for those of you who missed it, winning their first best of 3 earlier today against Burster, the Myanmar team who made it through the open qualifier. But that does it for us, WinteR. Thank you, as always, for joining me. We'll be hearing more from you in the coming days.
You're welcome, my friend. I'll see you tomorrow.
You will, or you'll be seeing Mr. LDZ tomorrow, I believe. We'll have... I think you're joined by Mr. LD. So LD will be taking the reins for the stream tomorrow, casting some games with me as well as you. But guys, that does it. That was the start of the BTS series. Big thanks for everyone for joining and tuning in today. We'll have plenty more action over the coming week. as the BTS series expands from America to Southeast Asia. This is the first of many events that we'll be doing in the BTS series. But for now, we're done. Thanks, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow. See you later.